Konnichiwa minasan. Let's learn Japanese episode 10. Yokoso yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that we ran into in the last episode of Let's Read in Japanese, which is conditional form, which can be a little bit tricky, and so I figured that we should talk about it. Okay. Conditional form, yay! Used for if-then kind of statements. Yet another way that you can do this in Japanese. There are other ways, but this is one. And basically there are two ways that you will see this done. Broken down from the type of verb that you're doing this to, because this is a verb conjugation. So it'll be either eba or beba or eba. It's hard to read backwards. And the way that you can anglicize the meaning of this in your head is like if there is or if you can verb, then something else will happen. So as our example that we ran into with the book, where he was talking about plants growing, he said, いい土壌で水と太陽が十分にあれば植物が大きく強くなる. And so the direct translation of that would be, if there is enough sunlight and water and it's in good soil, then the plants will grow big. But of course I wanted to make that sound a little bit more natural, a little bit nicer in English, so I just said in good soil with enough water and sunlight, plants can grow big and strong. But you still get the idea that that's a condition. First the condition and then the result. Right? So that's basically how this works. On the one side of the verb that gets conjugated either with beba or eba, so on this side, you have the condition. Right? So in that sentence, 十分にあれば, 水と太陽が十分にあれば, and then you have the result on the other side. So condition here, result here, is basically how the sentence is built around this particular conjugation. So that's the basic structure, and the part that makes this one a little bit difficult is that depending on the kind of verb that you're making it with, it'll be a little bit different, and you just have to keep that in mind when you're using it. So I've broken it down into the two types that you're going to run into mostly. So ichidan verbs, or sometimes people refer to these as vowel verbs. That's how my instructor called them, because it's just the a, I, u, e, o at the end of the verb, one of those 5 sounds. And so that one, when you make it in the basic conjugated form, jisho form, dictionary form, it ends with u, which would then change to e, and then you put ba on the end. So for example, aru, to exist or to have, arimasu, aru, becomes are, and then you put ba. Just like our example from the book. 十分にあれば, with enough, or if there is enough, then something else happens. And then just one other example to give you the idea. Nomu, to drink. No me, so mu becomes me, and then you add ba, no me ba. And okay, just a couple of other extra ones like kiku, to listen, becomes kikeba, kikeba. If you listen or if you hear it, then something. Or tatsu, to stand up. Tatsu, tachimasu. And then if you change that to conditional form, it'll be tateba. So tsu becomes te, and then put ba on the end. If you stand up, then something else will happen. I don't know, you'll get hit on the head or something. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Godan verbs, or irregular verbs as they're sometimes called. So these are the verbs that always end with ru. Suru, dekiru, hashiru, stuff like that. Verbs like that. That one, basically the ru becomes be, and you put ba on the end. So beba, that's this one. れば. So a couple of examples. する becomes すれば or できる. So する to do, できる to be able to do, like I can do something. できれば. If I can, then something else happens. Or, and this is another one I put it here because it's an irregular verb. 来る to come. これば. So る becomes れ and then you put ば on the end. So regular verbs, you can think of these ichidan verbs as regular verbs. Just change whatever the last sound is from the version of it to the version of it, and then add ba. And then godan verbs or irregular verbs, the final becomes and then you add ba on the end. And that is how you can conjugate a verb to create a simple conditional sentence. If I do this, then this result will happen. That's it. So, homework. Come up with a conditional sentence. Write it in the comments, and I'll see if you can grasp the meaning. That's probably pretty easy. I look forward to seeing people's results and seeing what you put in there. Thanks for watching again. Let me know if you have any questions, of course, and stay tuned for next time. 今度もよろしくお願いします。どうも見てくれてありがとうございます。じゃあね。Cheers.